for the Cooper Group's road trip exploring the beaches of the Mohawk Valley. We're traveling in a Ford Fusion. Check out the new 07s at Cooper Ford in Camden.
It's time for the Cooper Group's road trip to see what we can see.
Our first stop is the pretty little Baker's Beach on the northwest shore of Canandaigua Lake.
There's the fruit of my labor when I get bored. Tell me that it's mightier than the sword. It's sweet and subtle as a song of the wren. Well, if a drunk man's words are a sober man's mind, it's all the same to her unless it's written on that line. Everything fades away without my pen. He who reaps, he writes, he sows. Patiently the pen waits under my nose.
The beach is open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from noon to 7 and is a nice place to picnic, fish, or launch a canoe.
Out the door. Murphy's Law prevails once more. With a million things to write, don't tell me where the heck is my pen.
I'm standing on the shore of one of the cleanest lakes in New York State, and it's only some 30 minutes from Utica. It's also consistently deep, some 30 feet for most of the lake, so for those of you who like to boat or to fish, it's ideal. For those of you who like to swim, let me back up for a second. When I used to come here as a child, the lake had another name. Do you know what that is? It's presently Canandaigua Lake, but years ago it was known by another name. Do you know what it was? Fact is that we would come here to swim and to fish. There is something different now that the time has changed. If you come here now, you have to come prepared with either sandals or swimming shoes because of the zebra mussels that are now in the lake. So if you come here, which I think you should because you can't find a better place to swim, be sure to bring those along with you. Now, what was this lake called before it was called Canandaigua? Or actually, it was Canandaigua and then the other name, and then Canandaigua, what it is now. Back then, when I came here, it was called Schuyler Lake.
You turn and ask me, was it always
We head back up Route 28 and then east on scenic Route 20.
Don't think about it, just give me a kiss. Just give me a kiss. Give me a kiss.
The winding Route 53 takes us to the beautiful Glimmerglass State Park.
You smile and ask me, was it always like this? Let's not talk about it, just give me a kiss. Just give
My
me
family and I go to all of the parks around the area, all the beaches in Mohawk Valley, and we've taken you to a few. But I have to admit that we have one favorite, and it's this one here. Glimmerglass State Park on Otsego Lake. It is absolutely gorgeous, what with the landscape and the water. Not too far from where I'm standing, you can go to a covered bridge. There's Hyde Hall just up the hill. There are trails. There's everything you could want right here in this one park. Even on the days when you can't swim because of the weather or because the beach might be closed, you can grab yourself a book and find one of these marvelous old trees and start to read it in the shade and in front of this beautiful lake. Introduction. It is believed that the scene of this tale and most of the information necessary to understand its allusions are rendered sufficiently obvious to the reader in the text itself. That's because the author is talking about Glimmerglass Lake. The author, of course, is James Fenimore Cooper, and the book is part of his Leatherstocking Tales, The Last of the Mohegans. I was just talking here with Chef Tyler, and I found out that the Glimmerglass Cafe has another place a little bit farther south from here in Cooperstown. Actually, it's the original restaurant, and it's called Danny's Market. I'm going to head down there after I have this hamburger because I am told that at the very, very famous Danny's Market in Cooperstown that you can get something that is incredible. It's called Slap Yo Mama Silly Chili. I'm going to try that, and I'm also going to try something that he tells me is called Dilemma Chicken, which has homemade mozzarella cheese in it and homemade freshly baked bread, guaranteed to be phenomenal.
It's hard to leave this picturesque park with its sparkling waters of Glimmerglass. But our curiosity about who's behind the delicious food at the cafe takes us along the shores of Otsego Lake into the village of Cooperstown.
So close now, I see her eyes. They look at me and comfort my days.
Danny's Market is a bustling deli on Main Street with its trademark green and white awning and fresh baked bread and fresh brewed coffee. It is a social meeting place, as well as where you can shop for your weekly groceries. The owner, Alice, recently took over the management of the Glimmerglass Cafe at the state park.
It's 9 miles from Cooperstown to Glimmerglass State Park, and it's probably the prettiest spot on the lake. It's definitely the best place to swim because they have the best bathhouses, the best beaches, and they have lifeguards always on duty from, I believe, 11 to 7 every day, 7 days a week.
What is Danny's famous for? What is your big thing?
I don't know. There's plenty of, there's a lot of different opinions. We have a large following just for bread, a large following just for coffee. We have a large selection of gourmet cheese. We make all our homemade salads, and then in the holidays, once the fall comes, it's a lot more homemade, ready-made meals. You know, full tenderloins, full salmons, full dinners for 4 to 12 people. In the winter, we actually do like meals on wheels almost, where there's like 5 different people that we actually make meals 3 days a week for. So it really is kind of incorporating to whatever anybody really wants. So Danny's means a lot of things to a lot of people.
To see what we can see, traveling round the Mohawk Valley. Let's see what we can see. It's time.